Hey guys, SoundJack here from Nerdy Geek Talk, the source for all your nerdy geeky needs, here with episode 44 of Steel City Bots. So Eric is out this week. He's on a camping trip, I believe. I believe that's what's up. Anyway, he's out of technology for a week. So I'm running the show for episode 44. And joining me this week are Jared. How are you doing?
Doing good. Not looking forward to the rest of the week, but I'm doing good.
Well, that's good. At least you're doing good right now. Zeus, how are you doing?
Me? I'm grumpy.
I said Zeus.
Oh, I heard Chris.
Oh, joke's on you. You thought I was gone because I was off for 3 weeks, but I'm back to make everyone's life slightly worse. I'm doing great, by the way.
Well, that's good. At least you're doing great. We'll come back to you about how we feel. Chris, how are you doing?
Like I said, I've been a lot better. We'll be getting into that very shortly as to why.
Yeah. And Miguel.
You can't see that.
No. And Miguel, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, and I'm here to report on the truth of why Eric is gone. You see, Eric's birthday is today, I believe, and when Eric's birthday comes around, he has to leave society because he has to form a chrysalis and metamorphosize for a week, and then when he comes back, he's completely the same. He's just slightly older. So that's what
he has
doing.
to molt. He has to go molt.
Thanks for that, Miguel. The FBI is trying to knock down my door again.
It's the X-Files, man. I want to believe, dude.
We only present
Eric
the truest
is
and...
a pile of poop inside of a flesh cocoon. That's what he is right now.
Oh, that's lovely.
Here on Steel City Bots, we present only the truest and most realistic facts.
Exactly. What else did you expect?
But speaking of truest and most realistic facts, this past weekend was San Diego Comic-Con, and there was a lot of news. But we are going to go through our other stuff very briefly. So first things first, a history lesson for the week. Today we are recording on July 23rd, and on this day in 1951, Michael McConaughey, who was the voice of the original of Trax and Cosmos in the original Transformers cartoon, as well as the voice of Hotshot and Ironhide in the 2001 Robots in Disguise cartoon, is born. Who changed it to 45 in the show notes? This
is episode 45, isn't it?
It's 44. Last week was 43. I double checked.
Oh, my bad.
Also, I thought he was great in Interstellar.
Michael McConaughey?
Matthew McConaughey.
And
All right.
And he's also the one who does the Lincoln commercials.
Okay. Anyway, let's get through what everyone got this week. Chris, I will save you till the end because you also have a story connected to your things.
Oh, boy, do I!
Yeah, but we'll save that till the end of what everyone got this week. Jared, what did you get this week?
I didn't get much. I got a new hat and just a little Legion class Bumblebee figure that I literally just bought today. What the heck is all that noise?
Yeah,
There's a plane overhead.
Lovely!
Are you near an airport?
No, it's Starscream.
I do live near a small airport, yes, but usually we don't get many flights out of it.
Okay.
Because it's small.
At least we know where where the disturbance came from. So
Of course. We're in the void.
Anyway, quickly though, Jared, what's your hat look like? Why did you bring up your hat? Jared?
His mic's muted.
Jared has left the building.
Jared, unmute your mic.
Okay. My mic is unmuted. Thank you very much. It has been. I was just waiting for Skype to stop glitching out.
Okay. Cool.
Pretty much, I call my hat a Duocon hat because it's literally half Autobot. It's half an Autobot symbol, half Decepticon symbol, and on the bottom of the hat, it's Prime and Megatron. And yeah, it's a hat. Nothing really much else to say.
Nice.
It's a hat.
But it is a Transformers hat, so that's
Yeah.
cool.
Topical.
Miguel, what did you get this week?
I actually realized I did get something. I just put a picture in our little Skype call. For Prime Day last week, Amazon had Power of the Prime's Voyager Starscream up for like 9 something, like 920. So I kind of went nuts and bought 3 of them.
That is nuts. Why would you want 3 of that mold?
It's Miguel. It's Miguel. Why am I even asking?
Well, no. This is 3 additional ones to the one that I originally had.
And the original is the original one you had the one with the missing head?
No, unfortunately, of the 3 that I received, only one of them was the running change that has the improved backpack. And that one also had the worst QC of all 3 of them. All of his paint was maxed up. So that's the one that I've since removed both heads and will soon turn into a Leozak.
Okay. Nice.
Cool.
That's a good plan.
Nice. Because we never got one, and I'm so very sad
for
about
anyone, whoever wants to customize the Power of the Prime's Starscream mold, be warned. If you want to remove Starscream's like normal robot mode head, you will never be able to put it back on. To remove it, you're, at least from what I saw, if you can't easily separate the 2 halves, you have to destroy the head.
Good to know.
I had to mangle it. It was horrible. There was plastic everywhere.
Good to know. Zeus, very quickly, what did you get this week?
All right, so I went. The reason I was gone for 3 weeks was I went to TFCon, and also I was visiting some family before that. But because I got a bunch of stuff there, I'm not going to be talking about it here. Instead, I'll talk about what I got before and after the con. So, like the week before I left, I ordered Transformers Animated Prowl and also Samurai Prowl because I wanted to put together the 5 Servers of Doom figure, like the one that a bunch of people had done back in 2009, 2010.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. I also, while I was traveling, I got Power of the Prime Cinder Store and Inferno, which the colors are nice on both and the quality control is good. I really like the colors on Cinder Store, though. I think the purple and the yellow look really nice. And then I also found the Last Night Cogman at a mall in Toronto in a Toys R Us.
Very nice.
Which is a very good figure. Probably the best, one of the best at least, of the Last Night line, which was actually a pretty good toy line, I think. And then when I got back, I got Studio Series Megatron and Lockdown. Lockdown is just kind of a generic car man, so what I've done is I've made a little pirate hat, and now he's a pirate.
That's awesome. I'm going to do that with mine when I finally get one.
Use foam, like craft foam that you can get at Michael's. Works really well for that. And then I also mentioned I got Megatron, who's a very nice figure, although he is kind of just a pile of knives with a face and some tank treads.
I love that description.
I mean, it's a very nice-looking pile of knives and tank treads for a toy.
Yeah. And the transformation isn't too bad. Oh, sorry, Jared, what were you saying?
Zeus, I have a question. For your Megatron, does his head pop up like very easily on yours?
No, actually. On mine, the head's surprisingly tight.
Like on the hinge?
The hinge doesn't pop out at all, no.
Oh, mine pops out all the time.
The only things I've had pop off are the little flaps that go over the tank treads in vehicle mode, and also are the ones that are on the backs of his legs. Those,
good.
Yeah. Those and like the piece that goes on the thigh. Those are the only things I've had pop off. Not the head, though.
Okay. But yeah, the reason why, the reason why Zeus isn't talking about us all is because we have a lot of news to cover, and also Eric does want us to have a podcast talking about TFCon Toronto. So sometime this week we still have to figure out when we can record that, because Zeus may or may not have a new job, so that may or may not affect that. But
Yeah.
hopefully there will be a video from us
At some point.
at
It's
some
all
point.
very dependent on what happens on Tuesday.
Yes. So
Wish him luck. You'll be watching this on Tuesday, so wish our boy luck.
yes. But that's all from Zeus. For me, the only figure I got in the past 2 weeks has been Power of the Prime's Nemesis Prime, who is gorgeous. Gorgeous, darling. I'm sure people talked about it last week that got it last week. But I got a review of it on my channel if you want to go check out a review on it. Go
Have
on.
you tried putting packs in the Nemesis torso?
I have not, but I've seen images and it really looks like Giltar.
I don't know what that means, but
Gesundheit.
There's some weird Japanese story that may or may not have happened. I'm not positive. Where there was like a clone of an Optimus Prime Megatron fusion.
oh, what?
That was like
Honey, did you know about that? Oh, of course.
you can look it up on the wiki. I think it's Guiltaur.
Okay.
Is it?
Giltar.
That's right. That's the right spelling, right, Miguel?
I think it's AR, but
Just AR? I
because
feel
otherwise
like there
Giltor,
have been
like
number of
Giltor.
spellings because it's one of those names that has only a Japanese name and never an English name, so people aren't 100% positive. So it may.
Oh
Also...
no, it's AUR.
Oh, it is
Right.
cool. Yes.
Oh, right, he's like some. He was built by the Quintessons. I forgot about that.
Oh boy,
I've-
stuff that I don't have any knowledge on, and also sounds very made up.
Everything in Transformers is made up, Zeus.
But I mean, particularly made up.
Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, yes. So, yeah, all I got is Power Prime's Nemesis Prime. Go check out the review on my channel, SoundJack 426. Chris, what did you get this week?
All right, let's start with what I got first.
Yes.
What I didn't.
Yes.
All right, well, actually, this is something I got a couple weeks ago. I forgot to mention it on the last show because I'm a brain farted. I got seasons 2 and 3 of Beast Wars. It didn't have season 1. They had like the first 4 episodes, but I'm not gonna buy that. I'm gonna get the full season if I can.
Mm-hmm.
I got the entirety of Beast Machines,
Mm-hmm.
which I haven't finished. I can kind of see where I get some of the hate. It is a little edgy, but I mean, it's not as bad as I thought it would be.
It's not a Sonic the Werehog or whatever.
It's nowhere. It's nothing like I thought it would be. It's certainly not in my top favorites, but it's not. I don't think it's quite worth all the hate I've heard. Anyway, sorry, I'm talking a little loudly. I got these with the help of SoundJack, the converters, Wagon and Baron. Now, if you don't remember, several episodes ago when I screamed because there was a spider in him, spider has thus been removed. And since it was kind enough to mail these to me, once I get money, I will be paying. You're one of the ones I need to pay back.
Yes.
This guy's really neat. It's kind of surreal having the same toy that I've had for just years. But he's like
without a spider in it.
no, with his left arm, his waist sticker, and he's shinier.
Hmm.
Now
Yeah.
I just got to find a brand new Baron because this guy's missing the exact same arm.
Yeah, I told you about that when you got him, though.
No, I
But
know.
you were just like,
Yeah,
I
it's
need it.
Yeah. So it's just like I need to find another one of this guy with his arm.
I will tell you
But
about Baron.
anyway.
Baron comes in like 4 colors. But that Baron's the only acceptable color scheme because that's totally what Tigatron looked like on Cybertron.
Oh yeah, and I mean even the face mold too. Well,
Yeah.
what we could call a face mold.
So, yeah. But
It looks like.
yeah. But moving on.
Other than that, I also got the Covenant of Primus on Prime Day.
Woohoo!
I love that case it comes in. Holy crap!
It's
It makes
amazing.
noise. I would get it, but I would get it and make the noise, but it's very loud and it would probably break your ears. I haven't gotten very far in the book yet, but it's great. I love it. I can't wait to finish it. Anyway, other than that, the last thing we got was we finally moved into our new house. That's right. We're actually recording from my new house.
Yay!
Woohoo!
It's really great.
Yeah.
I'm a little misty-eyed. Anyway,
Oh,
But
that means
on
you're gonna have
to-
to give me a new mailing address when I
oh
finally
yeah,
finish
I
this
will. I will. Don't worry.
But on to...
I'm going to get a P.O. box, actually. But anyway,
Oh,
on
cool.
to things I didn't get. Okay, so
Gas.
story time, everyone. Settle
Not
around.
clickbait.
Settle in. Get
Quick
some
story
popcorn,
time.
huh?
Not clickbait.
Exactly. Okay, so here's the gist of it. I was going to surprise everyone. I had bought tickets to Comic-Con several months back. And I didn't tell anyone. I was wanting to keep it a surprise, you know. And then I got my back injury at work. So I'm like, okay, a couple of weeks, I'll be fine. And it stretched out for over a month. So by the time I got back to work, it was a couple days before Comic-Con. And it's like, I can't take time off after just getting back. No, I can't do that. I mean, I could have, but it would have, A, made me look really bad. And B, yeah. So anyway, so I had my sister, Alice. Hi, shout out, honey. Shout out, sis. Why did I just call her honey? God. Anyway, I was like, okay, here, I'm going to give you these tickets to Comic-Con for free. You go. You just have one job. I paid for these. I'm not letting them go to waste. So you got one job. Just pick me up, a throne of primes. Have fun. So she goes, and she's in line for it or whatever. She gets it, pays for it, turns around, and some effer, because I'm not going to curse here, I can't curse here, just like runs up, snatches it from her, and just bolts. And first of all, if I had been there, I'd have whipped. You don't do that to my kin. All right? All right. But anyway, so poor Alice is just standing there. Thankfully, there's at least, I guess, some good Samaritan goes chasing after him or whatever. So, anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is if you were at Comic-Con and you saw this happening wherever they were selling those Stones of the Primes or whatever, let me know. If you can get a description of this guy, I'm sure it's long gone. It's pointless, but...
I mean, I live in California. I can always just call the San Diego Police Department.
Yeah, I just want to beat the guys. No, I don't want to get arrested. I want you to hunt him down and find him for me so I can come here and whip him into oblivion, and I don't mean Elder Scrolls 4.
Yeah, seriously though, that is theft, and
No, I know it is.
We get a name, I can get the guy arrested.
Name or
I prefer
description.
vigilante justice.
If on the off chance someone out there does happen to know what she is talking about,
If you were there and you
then saw
it,
it,
even if you think you saw it, I don't know. Just
do
let me
contact us about that.
so I have. Don't worry, I have cursed this individual that henceforth all of their Transformers will be made of all their toys will be made of gold plastic and have the worst QC issues known to man. We're talking stuff screwed in wrong, no pins, strip materials, stickered paint wrong toys, even wrong figures, even.
Yeah.
Just screwed, not painted black.
Exactly. Whatever can go wrong will.
Yeah. Yes.
So
I
if
am.
you're
Was there-
listening, individual, screw you. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
That was story time.
Yeah.
So let's move on to some happier, more exciting, happier news.
Yes.
Shall we? Yes.
And boy, oh boy,
Yeah.
we've got. So let's get this game started. It was you guys talked since I wasn't here last week. You guys did talk about the first reveals for War for Cybertron Siege, correct?
Ooh, yes, did we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I haven't had a chance to
Not
listen to that
so
podcast
sure, I
yet.
think
So
we got to see more stuff.
So let's start with Generations and the War for Cybertron Siege line. Getting things started. We do have the Battlemaster class that Fire Drive it is.
Yes.
Fire Drive it is. We have one other figure in that line that is Lionizer, who is based off of an Action Master partner, which is why the line isn't just called the Target Masters, because we're actually going to get other non-Target Master partners in this series. But Lionizer turns into a sword with a sword effect part, like a slashing, glowing sword effect part. We do have confirmation about the Micromaster class now. That is the $10 price point, it seems. And there will be battle patrols. The battle patrols consist of it's the rescue patrol with Red Heat, not Red Hot, Red Heat and Stakeout. Race car patrol with Road Handler and Swindler. And is it the military patrol with Big Shot and Flask?
You're asking the wrong guy. I have no idea.
Miguel.
Same.
Am I right?
I know Flack is there and they renamed him because he has a drinking problem. Like, that's all I know.
Yeah. I should have pulled this up on the wiki first.
Wait, what? I had my mic muted. What? What's the drinking problem?
Flask. He's one of the G1 Micromasters. Flack. They renamed to Flask. So I saw that on Twitter. A bunch of people being like, "Oh, I guess they renamed him because he has a drinking problem or something."
Oh my god. He doesn't have a drinking problem. He's got it all figured out.
You don't know that.
Yeah.
He lost half of his buddies in the Thanos event.
But yeah, well, SoundJack looks that up. The Micromasters are pretty cool in the fact that they kind of have double target master action, of where they turn from robot to vehicle to halves of a weapon mode that combines to form a full weapon.
Yes.
Some of them doing it more effectively, while others doing it as half-baked as the original double target masters did back in
Race car patrol.
I actually kind of like that because it reminds me of the old Minicon teams.
Yeah.
Which is
I remember that.
something that I saw echoed, and I myself thought this would be a perfect place to get, at the very least, the original 3 Minicon weapons. The Star Saber, the Skyboom Shield, and the Requiem Blaster.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's the Battle Patrol with Flask and Big Shot. But the big thing is the original Micromaster Patrols were originally teams of 4, but it seems Thanos has gone to them, so now they're in only 2 members per team.
Oh my god, did you really just go there?
Yes, I did, because I saw the meme on Twitter, and it's too perfect.
Tune in for SDCC 2019, wherein all the other halves of these teams show up in an exclusive set that is limited to 2.
Oh my god,
Yes.
Miguel, no.
I mean, it is...
Some guy in a Thanos costume is going to buy one of them.
But the thing is, they have... I'm pretty sure they were asked and was stated that they have no plans on filling out the teams at this time. But that's something they will consider, I think.
This team, man, like, what happened to finishing sets when they started them?
I don't know.
It's so annoying.
I don't know. But here's a quick question I do want to ask. Since the War for Cybertron trilogy is all supposed to be on new shared aesthetic, do you think the Micromasters will carry through for all 3 years or just for Siege?
I think if we do get Micromasters in another year, they will round out those patrols or teams, whatever they were. I was half paying attention. But I'm not entirely sure if they will, because I think that's going to be like how they had a gimmick for every line in the Prime Wars. I think that's going to be this year's gimmick.
Right, like, kind of jumping off what Zeus just said, assuming that this line's gimmick is like weapons, and that whole thing of like target master partners and action master partners, and then the Micromasters basically serving as like Minicon combining weapons. If that doesn't move forward, I could see them maybe doing stuff that are different with the smaller 2 size classes, and then having whatever the smaller 2 are dedicated to, have that carry through.
Oh, wait, hold on. I just thought of something off of what you said, Miguel. Minicon combiner, or Micromaster combiners.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Right, no, that it would be cool if maybe in one of the lines we revisit combiners, and even if it's not so much in the sort of combiner wars sense of where everyone's a combiner, but maybe they have a few combiners, like kind of do what Power of the Primes did, where there were kind of isolated gimmicks that a couple of figures shared. So maybe do like one, like who knows? We get like the Seacons, but then we also get some of the Micromaster combiner teams.
That'd be cool.
Or like the entirety of the Micromaster size class is basically all dedicated to being a combiner.
Now, question: Will they share this? Do you think they'll share the same combiner peg as Combiner Wars? And
I mean, not the Micromasters because they're tiny.
no. I mean, like if they do more combiners, like Deluxe.
Siege.
They've kind of talked about it before, where they since they've nailed that sort of they've nailed that technology down. I don't see them creating combiners that aren't compatible unless they end up being like a Titan class combiner.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's basically, and this is all secondhand because I have a friend who's into Power Rangers, but I'm not. It's sort of like what they do with Zord Builder. Is that what it is?
Yeah. So Zord Builder, when they originally developed Zord Builder back for Power Rangers Samurai, they've stayed with that same system throughout.
All the Zords are compatible ever since? Really?
Ever since Samurai, all the Zords use the same system. Even the Legacy Zords, for the most part. I think some of the more recent Legacy Zords don't, but...
Hold on, my friend has one of the Legacy ones. I'll text him.
I need to buy more Zords, boys.
Of course, this is up until the point where Hasbro takes over next year, and then who knows what they do.
Oh my god, what if they were combiner compatible, though? What if?
Everyone seems to be thinking, it's like, Combiner Wars compatible Megazord. It's like,
oh my
maybe.
god, that would be so cool! I'm sorry for being long. That would be so cool.
Yeah.
I'm hyped. It might not happen, but I'm hyped.
I am indifferent.
But yeah, the Micromasters, those teams look cool. I'm glad they're doing Stakeout because he matters now. Thank you, Nick Roche.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I just got confirmation that the Legacy Zords do have Zord Builder.
Cool.
Which, I mean, if you're into the whole mix and match, is good. Although, from what I understand from a lot of Power Ranger collectors, they're annoyed that Zord Builder continues to exist.
Because it makes the Zords worse, is my understanding.
But yeah, bring on Target Masters and Micromasters and whatever else you want.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm happy Swindler exists so I can get my transforming DeLorean.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I can't remember what each one is, so I just remembered that there is a DeLorean one.
Yeah. One thing to note about the Micromasters, though, the Autobot Rescue Patrol, according to TF Wiki, is confirmed for Wave 2, not Wave 1. But moving on to Deluxe Class, we have 5 figures known so far. You guys already talked about Sideswipe, but new figures include the Autobot Hound, Autobot Ironhide, Chromia, and Cog from Fortress frickin' Maximus.
Right, and we had talked about how there was the leaked listings on Amazon which listed Cog, Hound, and some of the others, and a lot of the SDCC reveals have kind of put into perspective which figures are from what lines. So
who's honking?
The reveal was kind of somewhat not ruined, but like a lot of the fanfare was kind of diminished a little because it wasn't an out of the blue thing. It was like, we might be getting Cog if this listing's correct. But
it wasn't diminished for me. I wasn't staying caught up on the news.
Well, then Zeus was ecstatic that Cog exists and that he seems to retain all his functionality from his Generation 1 toy and can break apart into a bunch of weapons that you can use to deck out the other figures.
It's like 6 gun.
And you can make a super power suit for deluxe figures
Gunbiner.
out of Cog.
And that's another figure that I think lends a little bit of I can't think of the word.
Credence?
Yeah, lends credence to the theory that we will at some point get the Micromaster combiners.
Because if they're doing Cog,
who is a combiner basically out of guns.
He's a gun biner.
Exactly. Then who's to say they won't make one out of the Micromasters, who apparently now are already half guns?
Yeah.
I am not.
If I remember correctly, though, Miguel, Chromia was not in the Amazon listings of the stuff we got, correct?
Not that I remember.
So Chromia is the only one out of all of the figures we got confirmed that are Deluxe Class, because I don't think there were those specific listings did not have any of the Micromasters or Battle Masters. So Lionizer was completely surprised, and Chromia was the complete surprise. But Chromia is also interesting as she is a retool of the Moonracer mold, but without the combining.
Like, she shares a lot of the engineering and sort of silhouette of Moonracer, but from what people have kind of tried to piece together is that there's a lot of parts and pieces that have been replaced. In addition to, and she I think was the first figure people really noticed this new level of like
hyper detail,
super intricate surface detailing that they're putting into all the figures, which we've seen before in at least one isolated case. Swoop is the one figure from Power of the Primes that had that and kind of...
Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Eric, I think, was the first person I remember pointing it out, where he's like, Swoop has the same level of detail as like a leader class figure.
Yeah.
And now they've applied that to everyone. And it was horrible.
I don't know. I kind of like the battle damage looks.
It's not the battle damage. It's the fact that she has all of this like tech greeble detail that's all over her, and it looks horrible.
I personally like it. That's because I like that kind of look.
Which it's going to be different for everyone. But for like me personally, I like the smoother. Like I like either a good mix of it or the smoother, like planar bits.
Mm-hmm.
And then also with Chromia, it's like the way that figure looks. I'm just like, I just recently got the Thrilling 31, and I'm like, I'm okay with the Thrilling 31. If this one could have been a combiner limb, I probably would have gotten it to slap it onto my Elita Infinite, but can't, so I'm just probably going to skip it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I hate the way that the highly detailed stuff looks. I'm just going to say there's a good chance I'm going to invest in some sandpaper in 2019.
The thing I saw people pointing out was that these are probably hand-painted prototypes, and stuff like that on those kinds of details on hand-painted prototypes are going to stick out more than on the final production samples. So they'll be there, but they probably won't be as bad as the images we saw coming out of San Diego Comic-Con.
That's why I only said there's a chance.
Yeah.
And I didn't say for sure I'm buying sandpaper.
That is true. The San Diego stuff kind of always looks gummy.
Yeah. Sideswipe does not have that, though. Cog kind of, and Ironhide also definitely has that. But does Hound? Does Hound? I don't think Hound had the same level of detail. Hound just looks like an Earth Jeep, stylized.
Hound looks like, it's weird. In robot mode, Hound looks like he's his Earth mode, but then when he turns into his Jeep, it kind of looks like his Jeep and Roadbuster had a baby.
I can see that.
That's the new headcanon.
Which I cannot disagree with, because if they try to amalgamate Hounds across the universes into one Hound in the future, Hound has now become a crazy gun nut from the movies. So if his alt mode,
there's also like sometimes I think a reverse migration from Bulkhead, because Bulkhead had Hound's color scheme.
Yeah. That's true.
What I do like about Hound, though, is that he has both his guns. He's got his missile launcher, and his hologram gun.
Yes, that's great. Which is Sorry.
I was just going to say that how the Universe Deluxe from 10 years ago now opted out for the hologram gun to include Ravage, which I'm glad that this time he doesn't come with Ravage.
Because that makes no sense. Why would he have Ravage?
One of the very first episodes, he captured Ravage or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was it. That's one of the only episodes I've seen.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Wow. Nice.
I will say, for the deluxes we have so far, most of them, despite this being like the third iteration a bunch of these characters have had since the start of the generation, well, the start of the Classics Universe generations, etc., line, I will probably end up getting most of them because I have happened to miss out on Sideswipe, Hound, and Ironhide, and they will fit very nicely onto my G1 Classic shelf.
All of these new ones will probably be better than those original figures. I almost guarantee it.
The Ironhide has to. The Ironhide has to.
I guarantee it.
Ironhide especially. This is because what is it? I had that whole thing of like correcting the mistakes I made in college. This is starting to seep into those characters that I was planning on rebuying. So now I have options. Like for Hound, it's like, do I go out to Walmart and buy the new one, or do I search online for the Henkei one? They basically have the same color scheme.
Yeah.
Or do you spend I'm not going to do that. Never mind. I was going to do a dumb reference.
Where was it? I've spent enough amounts of money in my time. I need to calm down. Ironhide is one, because Ironhide seems to be either a retool or at the very least shared engineering from Titan's Return Cup.
He did look very Cup-like.
Yeah.
The front half, and I would imagine a lot of the transformation skeleton is very much Cup. He looks great. He also seems to be every single Unicron trilogy character. I've seen so many. Like when I first saw him, I'm like, at first I was like, wait, are they making Energon Inferno? And then it was Ironhide, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I saw a Digibash the other day of like Snowcat, and I'm like, no, that would make a perfect Snowcat.
It would.
I think it was Mock Tackle did a Digibash of him as Toline.
Yes.
I had that toy too.
I had that one when I was a kid, and then I think somehow it got lost or thrown out, and I want one again because of the nostalgia.
Right. See, this is why whoever, like, all the shape-based artists out there who made heads for like the Titan's Return figures, Power of the Primes, get on it. Make Snowcat's head, make Toeline's head, make everyone's, and then hopefully we will have the mistake that was made in Combiner Wars corrected, and we will get a mainline Ratchet.
Yes,
so
please.
At the very least, one people can have a normal, a good Ratchet in the generation scale finally.
Yeah.
And stop using Prime RID Ratchet.
Yeah.
Or in my case, using First Aid and just ignoring the head.
Or that. And then second, that if hopefully Ratchet becomes like a shelf warmer, because then ultimate custom fodder. It's already white, so it's not going to be hard to paint.
Yeah. That'd be grand.
Fun fact, actually, it's better to paint on gray than it is to paint on white.
Well, okay, you start with the white, do base coat gray, and then go from there.
Yeah, that sounds.
You could say the same for anything. I did base coat black on that Ant-Man I was painting, and I did like one layer of base coat. You could kind of see the black through it. I painted the red over it. It looks perfect. So,
anyway.
No, I feel like it'd be better than trying to paint over red.
Yeah. I guess. I don't know. I don't custom. I want to.
I custom. I'm giving information about customs.
Yeah.
Base coat will work no matter what color is underneath. But if you don't do base coat and you're using white, odds are it's going to look kind of opaque. I think opaque's the word I'm looking for.
Good to know. Quick wrap up for Deluxe Class Wave 1. Deluxe Class. Sideswipe, Cog, Hound confirmed for Wave 1. Chromia, Ironhide confirmed Wave 2.
I was thinking of translucent, not opaque.
Okay.
It's like the opposite.
For Voyagers, the only thing we got was Optimus Prime. You guys already talked about that last week. And then last up, we have Ultra Magnus. And I'm going to let Miguel talk about this one.
This is going to be the one that I think is going to get the most talk about because he's perfect.
He looks great. He really does.
Miguel, why is he so perfect?
See, this was something that I keyed in on immediately when I saw Magnus' vehicle mode. That I was screaming on the top of my lungs in text form on Twitter. So
and also in our group chat. Don't forget
everyone.
that.
I was sending it to everyone I could. Just they've see, and I saw some people saying it's like, who's gonna play? Oh, specifically a raw play from Cybertron. It's like, who's gonna enjoy this Magnus? Because it's like they took two different Magnuses, met it halfway on each side, and it's like no one's gonna be satisfied. Meanwhile, you have me, who as a child, in the same year when I was first introduced to Ultra Magnus, it was RID Ultra Magnus and Generation 1 Ultra Magnus. So my two childhood Magnuses have been fused together.
Magnus.
Magnus' vehicle mode is RID 2001 Magnus' vehicle mode, and then he transforms into G1 Magnus, but straight up G1 Magnus. You remove the Magnus armor, and there's a white Optimus Prime underneath. I need this toy now.
Who
Which
is
means I
a
no longer need the Fans Project one, so thank you for that.
Fans Project City Commander was a perfect year in its day.
Yeah.
Its day ended in 2011. And then it was soon after replaced by all the Combiner Wars Magnus is a perfectly serviceable generation style Magnus. In some respects, might serve better as far as whatever generation style collection someone has up until this point. If you're looking for options, I would recommend the Platinum Edition because it kind of has the best paint scheme, and Minimus has more paint and more accurate paint than in the retail release. This Magnus, though, if you want that full play pattern from the original toy, it's all there, and then to kind of change it up, he turns into Robots in Disguise Magnus's vehicle mode, which is amazing. I love it.
Yes. And I just want to quickly note, he does turn into a white Optimus. He is able to decombine from the trailer and turn into a white Optimus Prime, but it is a different mold from the Voyager Optimus Prime that is in Siege.
Because Siege Optimus is a truck with eyebrows, and
Yep.
Well, the white Optimus with Magnus looks more convincingly like a Cybertronian vehicle to me. Just saying.
Should have just taken that, done it in Prime colors, and then just had that be their Optimus, not truck with windows.
That's what I
Truck
say.
with eyebrows.
Yeah.
Trucks already have windows. Hi, I'm just waking up right now.
Good morning at 6:30
real
on
quick.
your time zone, Zeus.
Yeah.
6:30 p.m.
Real quick. I just opened up Instagram. Iron Factory Catastrophe, which I want to mention, I totally called was going to happen, is up for pre-order on TF Source.
All right.
What is that?
That's the Ruination colors on the War
okay.
Giant.
Which is
A Bruticus, legend scaled Bruticus.
Yeah.
The one that Jared and I have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But back to
And I called that it was going to happen.
What's
Back
the
to-
I thought it was going to...
back to San Diego Comic-Con news.
We'll talk about it later, Chris.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so that crazy combination of generations to actually try to input generations into generations, which is a start, is there.
Albeit it's in a way that it's kind of just G1, but with some slight changes.
I mean,
Instead of the...
a vehicle
giving
mode
us-
straight up looking like a character from another series is a start, like I said.
Yeah.
And I will say now that Magnus has Robots in Disguise Magnus's vehicle mode, I'm gonna throw it back to Prime. I'm now even more convinced that those weird guns on the side of his truck mode are an homage to Cybertron Optimus Prime's leg guns.
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you were pointing that out.
I put a tweet out.
Yeah.
I put a tweet out. It was just
That
side by
was your-
side.
That was your other crazy conspiracy theory.
Yep.
With that, and my two conspiracy theories with that Voyager Prime were at first when we only had the silhouette. I'm like, oh, it's going to turn into the Marvel box with a gun on it, and it didn't. But then I noticed, wait, this looks like this, and then a bunch of people on Twitter from Japan kept retweeting it, and it was a very bizarre day.
Wait, hold on. I want to strengthen this crazy conspiracy theory a little bit.
Okay.
Wasn't there another listing for a leader class Optimus Prime?
There was. I was going to bring that up.
Yeah.
I'm really
if we
interested,
get-
though, to see
Sorry.
what that ends up being, because we have a G1 Optimus, but now it's like, what Optimus do they put him inside like a Russian doll?
If it's Cybertron Optimus Prime, I will cry. I will run out to the store
Same.
and stay in the store until that comes out on the shelves.
Yeah,
I
I
will-
agree.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's either a Cybertron Prime or a strange Cybertron. Like, I would imagine they could also get like a Star Convoy homage tied into Cybertron Prime. Like they could combine the two.
I will not be satisfied unless if it's a fire truck with two honking huge cannons of death.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, the Voyager already seems to have like the tiny side guns. So
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah.
The other thing I saw people say was that the cab very much looks like Thunderclash, which would be great to see. It would be annoying at the same time because I just got the third-party one. So, of course, for me to get the third-party one and then for an official one just manifest.
Yeah.
Like
would
when I got War Giant, and then they announced it in Ruination colors a minute after I bought it.
A bit different, but yeah. We were sharing the pictures, and it wasn't until like the end of the day we were like, oh, that's neat. I already bought War Giant.
Yeah.
Oh, I had walked out of the dealer room, and I had seen your message that they're doing it in Ruination colors, and I just thought, should have saved that $200.
Well, that's your fault.
$200? What?
Well, for altogether, each pack is like $70 US. So
Yeah.
it's like $210 for the whole thing. I got it for $205 because I bought it in Canada.
Mhm.
Canada, where everything's $5 less.
Basically.
Yep. But yeah, so a couple more things to talk about with War for Cybertron Siege storyline. There was a comment made about wheels, and that you can either have the wheels like as normal wheels, or you can fold them up for like hover wheels or something to, I guess, recreate how the G1 Autobot that we saw that had vehicle modes were just kind of like hover car kind of things. So I guess you could do. It sounds like you can do that for all of them to give them more Cybertron-y forms. If I understand that correct.
I at least heard that Magnus can do it. I didn't know if that, like, I heard conflicting things whether or not it would be everyone or just Magnus.
I do.
Or, like,
Okay,
Magnus
I do
and a couple
remember what you're
people.
talking about because I do think they specifically called out Magnus, but I feel like there was also a comment being like a big thing about the design was wheels, so maybe that's why I assumed all of them can do it.
All right.
And this is deluxe. This would be, I would guess, this would be deluxe up because there's no way the Micromasters have enough tech in them to have fold over wheels. They're just so
Yeah.
small.
The Micromasters in some respect kind of feel like they're separate from this line. Like, if like you could say those are Earth modes and no one would well, I mean, you could say the same thing with the Deluxe.
For the most part, they are basically one-to-one with their Micromaster, their 1980s counterparts, except they've got separate legs and knees and better elbows. I mean, shoulders, no elbows. some of their vehicle
And
modes are
Stakeout.
basically like 1-to-1 to me.
And Stakeout says police on the side, but in Cybertron.
Good thing there's nothing terrible
Oh, yeah.
terrible hidden secrets on that Cybertronian text.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
But couple other things. There was a poster or an image or something showing other characters showing off Tetrajet molds, and I'm pretty sure they were in the main 3 secret colors. I'm going to guess it was Starscream, Thundercracker, Skywarp colors, but I don't remember that for certain, and one of them may have been in a different color ration than the regular Seekers. There are also Prowl and Red Alert images. So easy sideswipe into Red Alert Redeco incoming, and Prowl very much looking like he turns into his original 1984 vehicle mode, despite it's supposed to be on Cybertron.
Yeah.
And no one knew that I was gone until I mentioned I was gone.
Cool. And then the last thing I do want to note is from the what was it, geekdad.com that we got
Something like that.
that we got the reveal of Fire Drive, Sideswipe, and Optimus Prime. We got numbers for we got numbers for Fire Drive, Sideswipe, and Optimus that seem to be very similar to the Studio Series numbering system. We definitely don't have all of them because Sideswipe is supposed to be number 10 with Optimus supposedly being number 11. Meaning there with the figures we know of that are and how the waves are being released, there are 3 missing figures from the first wave of less than Voyager class. There's probably, I would also guess there's another Voyager and another Leader class figure coming out wave 1, but I don't have any evidence to back that up. And I guess and those are probably going to be the Decepticons, since there is also a very, very stunning lack of Decepticons in Siege so far.
I would expect New York Comic Con to be where we see the cons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even better. Actually, yeah, we'll see the cons at NYCC, and then like 2 weeks later, everything will be available from Wave 1.
That'd be grand.
Just like last year.
That sounds pretty accurate.
I just
What?
found another Ironhide Digibash as Armada Red Alert.
Oh yeah, I
that
did
was
see
another
that.
one I saw. Yep.
Yeah.
Was that also Mock Tackle, or was that someone else?
That was Mock Tackle.
I think Mock Tackle's been doing like all the ones that we. So yeah,
It's been like him and Umar.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to see these, either look up Digibash and like War for Cybertron, or just look up @Mock Tackle on Twitter.
Yes. But let's move on from Siege at this point, unless anyone has anything else that we've skipped, because holy crap, we're already far into the episode, and that's the only bit of news we've covered so far.
I can't think of anything else.
Okay. So next up, let's go Studio Series.
Woohoo!
So big thing. So firstly, we got shown. What is it? Sorry, I gotta switch pages. We got a little bit spoiled a little early before the convention. We got for the Deluxe Class, we saw an image of an orange Lockdown, a blue Stinger with the new weapon set, as well as a Dark of the Moon colored Ratchet. The Dark of the Moon Ratchet is obvious. It's Dark of the Moon Ratchet, and he comes with his his gun instead of his saw blade, which is cool. The orange Lockdown is a new character called Shadow Raidor,
Or Raider, depending who you ask.
It's with an OR, so I'll just go.
No, but there were some things that showed him as Shadow Raider with an E.
Was it the official?
It was official stuff, yeah.
The official stock images. That's what I'm going to go off of.
Yeah.
Was that?
Well, wait, are you going off of the ones from the panel? Because those, I think on like the other listing where we saw the numbers for everything, that showed him as Shadow Raider.
Well, I'm going off Well, I was asking about the official stock photography. Because that's what I'll take my name from, because it seems to... Oh, I'm seeing ER. Yeah, it was ER. It was Shadow Raider. Okay.
Hey, SoundJack, it's alright to err is human.
Boo.
No, to or is human.
Anyway, so or Shadow Raider is an orange lockdown with Lockdown's mask face and something that may be his face gun.
Head cannon.
Yep. The blue stinger is based off the KSI Sentry, which is based off the Chevy Trax character, who was called Trax in some material, but I guess Hasbro doesn't have that trademark. So they're just calling it KSI Sentry, and it's supposed to be red, but it's colored blue because Stinger's already red.
Hold on, I can't remember what movie that was from. Was that also
Age of Extinction.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was Age of Extinction or if he was a Sentry from something else.
Yeah,
because I don't remember the movies at all.
Yeah, it was Age of Extinction, the only one that KSI showed up in, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
And besides that, we also got images of the Volkswagen Bumblebee.
Who is perfect. I love him.
He does have door wings, which is not the design that the movie itself uses, but but it's still fine.
He's perfect.
He's still fine.
His door wings are there. They're just tucked on his back.
Yeah. But this toy has absolutely no way of hiding them on the backpack because it looks like it's a retool of the Studio Series old Camaro Bumblebee to an extent.
Yeah.
Really?
It uses the same engineering.
At the very least. Whether it's a retool or not, that's a strong question. Because I did see there is a chart that Zeus did mention about, which does have a side-by-side comparison between the Camaro mold and the Volkswagen mold, and I'm pretty sure the Volkswagen mold is about a head shorter than the actual Camaro mold.
Camaro mold. Yeah, it looks a little shorter.
Yeah, it does.
As
It does.
It should be.
It definitely has a lot of backpack folding up under its back, just like the Camaro Bumblebee at the very least.
Or like the movie Masterpiece one.
Yes.
Because that's where it started.
Yes. But we also have another brand new figure we have for Studio Series. We have Dropkick.
I thought it was it Dropkick or Shatter? I can't remember.
It's Dropkick.
Yeah.
For Studio Series, it's Dropkick. It's the blue guy who is also confirmed to be a triple changer, and this particular in the movie, from muscle car to helicopter to robot, but this toy is Dropkick's helicopter form only, because I'd be very surprised if they can pull off a successful triple changer in Studio Series, just because of how complicated the movie designs are. And besides that, we also got we've known about Voyager Ironhide, and as well as Revenge of the Fallen and Decode Starscream. But before we go really into discussing that, I do want to... Those are the new design... Yesterday, from when recording this, I guess it was somewhere in Asia, posted a full lineup of Studio Series as far as we know it, which after Ironhide being 14, we get from 15 to 25.
And a lot of it is just the swarm. Which is what I'm calling all the bumblebees.
6 out of those 11 toys are bumblebees. So let me just...
The swarm!
So let me go through that list quickly before we start talking about these guys. So number 15 is 1977 Camaro Bumblebee with Charlie. Yes, there's going to be a Bumblebee figure released with the human action figure. Well, I say action figure. It's just like a tiny little figure that's got one solid pose and a little tiny stand, so it stands up.
Like Quintessa, who came with Invernicus.
Yes, like that. But note, I said Camaro Bumblebee. That is right. It is coming with a redeco of the Camaro Bumblebee, and not the Volkswagen Bumblebee. And the Camaro Bumblebee has less paint. There's no silver on the feet anymore. And from looking at the chest, it looks like this Bumblebee is also not going to have its stripes.
So this could be a spoiler for the movie, perhaps.
Maybe, yeah.
A small spoiler.
Maybe he doesn't have his feet paint when he gets his Camaro mode.
Or his stripes.
Yeah.
I mean, that too, but...
Yeah. But anyway, following on from that extra reveal... we got Dark of the Moon Ratchet, number 16, Shadow Raider, 17, the Volkswagen Bumblebee as 18. We got the Gold 77 Camaro Bumblebee, which was the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive with the two Dino cassettes as 19.
Which I will be. I'm good.
Ooh, and I will be absolutely as well, to pair with the Entertainment Earth exclusive that you are capable of pre-ordering right now. Of the Gold 67 Volkswagen Beetle Bumblebee, which is the Retro Pop Highway Volume 2.
Is that number 20?
That's number 20. And then 21 is...
I want that one. Like, even a little bit more than I want the regular Bumblebee, I think. I just really like the gold.
That gold paint scheme is really nice on that mold, I gotta say.
Yeah.
It's so pretty. I want it.
Yeah. But then 21 is Starscream Revenge of the Fallen Redeco. 22 is Dropkick. 23 is KSI Sentry. And then 24 and 25 are really weird. 24 is another release of the Volkswagen Beetle Bumblebee with a bit of a rusty co. And then 25 is seemingly a re-release. What?
Sorry. Also, that Bumblebee has the mask and the weapons.
Okay. Which is, okay, yes. Mask and weapons on that Bumblebee. I did forget that. And then 25 is the 2016 Camaro Bumblebee, or the Last Night Bumblebee, with, from what I've heard, a little less paint.
Wait, I thought that was the 2017.
I think...
2018 Camaro.
2016.
Oh, so they're using a year-old Camaro. Okay.
Well, that's the year that was recent when the movie itself came out.
The movie came out in 2017, though. Wouldn't they at least had that one? Because they always put out the 2017 cars, or the cars for the next year and the year before, like around summer, which I assume is when they started filming.
This listing is saying 2016 Camaro Bumblebee. That's just what I'm going to say.
Okay.
But...
okay, while we're still on that, fun fact, when I first saw it, thought that it was going to be a new figure based off of the 77 Camaro mold, where it was the 07 Camaro. Because I thought that would have made more sense to put that in than to put in one that's a figure that already exists and is basically the same as one that exists in the line about 3 times.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's a re-release of the Last Night Bumblebee with seemingly less paint, but the weird thing is 24 and 25 seem to be released as a 2-pack.
A 2-pack.
Yes, even though they have individual numbers.
Well, because it's numbered by figure.
But then why aren't the cassette dinos from the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive and the Entertainment Earth exclusive numbered as well?
Because cassettes don't count.
Wow, was functionist much, or shapist much?
No, it's functionist. You were right the first time.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what we know of the studio series so far, and
also I think it's because the numbers are given to characters that exist in the movies, and those Dino cassettes I assume won't exist in the movie. They're just a pack-in, like how they have that sound wave that's going to be released as part of the Bumblebee movie, even though that's clearly just the Titans Return one.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, I see. We're gonna get that on screen. Don't you understand? Totally.
we get a surprise appearance from the Allspark, and it actually turns Charlie's boombox and cassettes into the actual Soundwave and Dino cassettes.
Yeah. So unless that Rick Astley tape turns out to be a dinosaur, they don't count because they're not in the movies.
That's fair. Or concept for the movies, because Shadow Rider is not in the movies.
Yeah, okay.
But I think
unless there's strictly movie designs, then.
Yeah. But yeah, okay, that makes sense. But what do we think? What do y'all think of these new figures?
I want that gold Bumblebee, the gold Beetle one, because he's my son. He's calling out to me.
Yes. Oh boy. Anyone else have any other thoughts about them?
I'm going to say I am very upset that we're already sorry.
No, you're good.
That we're already in the repaint phase of this. Like, I'm grumpy.
Well, we're going to have to hit it at some point. Just be glad that the first couple waves...
This early?
I have a feeling they're counting it more so by year. So, this I feel like this is going to be a series that's going to run for a couple of years. That at the end of each year for the line, which is starting in April, towards the end of that year, so whatever the December release is going to be, there's going to be more retools than new original figures, but once we hit back to April of 2019, I will suspect that we're going to get more original designs.
I hope so.
That's what I'm...
That makes perfect sense to me.
Because that's what they're doing with Generations now. It's not 18 months, it's every year. So the numbers will probably continue, but that's probably going to be the system that, like, new set of molds, reusing the molds, and have a couple of new molds, and then get to the next year, and then restart the system over. But that's it for the Studio Series stuff. But we have more stuff.
Oh boy!
For Bumblebee related stuff. And some of it, I don't remember all of it, and I honestly forgot to get the right article, I think.
How about we just talk about the Soundwave, and that's it? The
Soundwave and the cassettes. Because
and he comes with cassettes, that's right.
Because there's, like, the Energon Igniter stuff that we saw, that you guys talked about a bit before. There's, like, a B-Vision mask with VR goggles and his B-Stinger blaster. The Music FX Bumblebee, but the main things that are most surprising coming out of this line are a retool of the Titans Return Soundwave mold with a new Titan Master by the name of Doombox.
Which I think is the same mold as the old one, just with new paint and new colors.
No, they said there was a question. I think they did confirm there is some level of retooling to make it even more accurate.
Well, that was on the alt mode that I saw, was where the retooling was. I got a pretty close up. I managed to get a fairly decent look at, like, the shin of the figure in one of the pictures, and it had the little discs on it like the Sound Blaster does already, so I'm pretty sure it's the same head.
Yeah.
It just changed some stuff for the alt mode.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. So, like, first I'll say that's surprising that exists. Second of all, I'll say that's also surprising.
I mean,
that's not a Sound Blaster.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious they put it in. If they have a Rick Astley tape in the trailer, they're going to have something that you can tend to play that tape on.
Yeah. And that will be a bump. And that Soundwave is going to be a Target exclusive. Zeus, are you trying to say something?
I was going to say it was a Target exclusive.
Oh, okay. Because you're kind of cutting in and out, and I couldn't tell if you were talking or not. Sorry.
No, that was me starting to talk and then shutting up when I realized we were saying the same thing.
Okay. And then, yeah. So then there's another set of Target exclusives for this line. And it includes a one-step changer Bumblebee being released with 3 Titans Return mold tablets. Those being Buzzsaw, which is a redeco of Buzzsaw. I believe it's called Rumble. This thing I'm seeing here is Frenzy, but I'm also heard it called Rumble, but I'm not sure if the packaging is called that.
Well, which one did we get in Titans Return?
We got Rumble.
Because I know we got the red one, but did they call him? Okay, so then that's got to be Frenzy.
Yeah, but this also
Logically speaking.
Anyway, we got the blue robot Soundwave partner cassette. In this set, along with a redeco of Buzzsaw, as well as what this listing is calling Blue Ravage, which is why I'm not entirely certain that it's Rumble or Frenzy, because the Blue Ravage is freaking Howlback. We have a mainline, a Hasbro released figure of an eHobby exclusive character that is a redeco of Ravage that is a girl.
Oh my god, I need it.
I have to get it now for the girl.
Now here's the question: is she a cat or a dog?
Cat.
But she borks.
But Ravage a cat. Cats can bork.
My cat borks.
Yeah.
My cat borks, but that's because she's a dog.
Yeah.
Well, your cat's broken then.
Anyway.
You should get it exchanged.
No, I like having a dog, even though she acts like she's a cat. She's a weirdly distant dog.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
But yeah, I gotta say those exclusives very weird. But I will gladly take. I will gladly take a Howlback, even though it's out of my least favorite mold of the Titans Return toy line.
Really, that's your least favorite?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, good point.
Out of Titans Return.
Good point. Good point. Actually, I forgot that was the worst one. I was thinking of the fact that I hated Twinferno.
Really? Well, no time to talk.
Not Grotesque. Hate Twinferno. Don't understand it.
No time to talk about that, unfortunately, because we gotta keep moving on. We gotta keep chugging along.
Yep.
Unless someone has anything they want to say about the Soundwave or those TR tablet toys.
Nope, I got nothing.
All right.
All right, I'm stepping out again.
Okay, good to know. So now we're on to Transformers Cyberverse. Oh wait, no, hold on. Actually, while we were on Bumblebee stuff, let's talk about the news we got about the Bumblebee movie. There was a panel showing footage and having an interview with Travis Knight, and the actors for the main characters in the film, including John Cena, obviously. Travis Knight talked for a bit. He talked like he knew the Transformers. He grew up with Transformers. I feel very confident with Travis Knight being in charge, but a lot of people are tad skeptical about one fact that was brought up during that panel, and it's the fact that he revealed the identity of the Jet Transformer we saw in the first Bumblebee trailer, and that is not Starscream, but in fact Blitzwing. Okay, yes, the colors look much more like a Starscream than a Blitzwing, but even on the panel itself, Travis Knight noted there are a number of design similarities between Blitzwing and the Seeker mold, which is obvious with the wings sticking out the back just like the Seekers do, the tail fins sitting over the ankles like the Seekers do, and even in the transformation, Blitzwing's chest the cockpit does end up inside Blitzwing's chest, which is just his chest on the animated design. The main thing I would think is like just give him a visor, and that could very well be Blitzwing with just different colors, or maybe we're getting a feint in terms of what, or it's not the actual colors, or like how Sentinel Prime in the trailers for Dark of the Moon was gold, but in the movie he was red. Maybe we will get different colors that are much more Blitzwingy. We don't even know if he turns into a tank or not yet, because all we saw was transformation from jet to robot, only showing the upper half of the robot. But something, the fandom is definitely feeling like something is afoot. Something's afoot. Whether Blitzwing is just a cover for something else, or there's going to be different colors on that design for the movie itself. We're not sure, but something's interesting about that. Does anyone have any comments about the fact that that's Blitzwing?
No, but the kids are crying. I'll be right back.
Okay, so Miguel, Jared, and I at the moment, while Chris and Zeus are off to take care of things. But do either of you two have anything to add to the Bumblebee movie itself news? Nope. Okay. Moving on then. Moving on, and we finally get into Transformers Cyberverse. Before we're talking about the toy line, since we were just talking about the movie, let's talk about the video footage we saw of Cyberverse. There were two bits of footage that were shown. One was the opening intro, which was pretty cool. Pretty standard, I feel, for intros. Pretty good. Pretty fun, pretty nice. We do see a couple of new designs. Most of the designs we see in that trailer are designs that were revealed through the Hasbro website before. But in that trailer itself, we clearly see what is a chromia design. And then someone else, who I cannot place, but someone is calling Rung, but I'm not sure if it's Rung, because Rung would be very fat in this instance, if that is in fact Rung. I'm not sure. I don't know. But we also got a footage of a clip from the episode of us basically in Bumblebee's head. He's kind of got like a honeycomb globe surrounding him, and there are a couple panels are lit up with things, and most of them are blank, and a couple of them have cracks on them. And Windblade's there in like a glowing blue form, and talking to him about trying to remember about Megatron. This episode is probably talking about the episode the clip comes from, was talking about trying to remember who Megatron is, since Bumblebee has memories damaged. Then we see a flashback to Cybertron, where Megatron as soon as he announces the Decepticon movement, he's saying he's fighting for you until all are one, straight up using the phrase till all are one, revealing the Decepticon insignia, with a bunch of characters in the background of him, including Prime, Starscream, Soundwave, Ratchet, someone else, and another new Shadow Striker, and another new design that we haven't seen before, that being RC, which is really...
Oh.
Yeah, you can see her standing in the back if you watch the clip all the way through. Clearly RC design there. So that's two more females with the chromia to add into the roster of the movie. I mean, into the series, which is really, really, really a lot of females, which is very good. Very good. Very good.
Awesome! Girl power! So just so you know, Fubuki had a nightmare, but Michu's cuddling her, so...
Okay.
It's all good.
Cool.
Yeah.
But... Bumblebee is then seen cheering for this speech, because obviously a lot of Autobots are behind supporting Megatron at this point. So this is definitely way before the war. Way before the war, even though all of them are having their Earth-based designs on Cybertron, but that's not a new thing to Transformers. The other thing of note about that is, for the Cyberverse cartoon itself, is that they have stated they have designed over 90 bots just for season 1.
Wow.
And remember,
Really?
yes, 90 bots. And remember, this series for season 1 or chapter 1 is 18 11-minute episodes. That's all for season 1.
That's a lot of bots.
And you got 90 characters, 90 character designs for that one season, for basically 9 half-hour episodes.
That's 10 unique bots per episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
technically.
Basically, well, 5 technically if you split up into the proper 18 episodes as they are telling you
Right.
it is.
Right, but you know what I mean.
But that's a
Yeah,
lot.
sorry.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a
Yeah.
lot. Speaking of a lot, we did get a bunch of new toy reveals in association with the Cyberverse design. We have remind me, it's Scout, One Step, Warrior, Ultra, and Ultimate classes that we had. We knew those size classes before. Let me pull up the list of Cyberverse toys if I can find that list. So yes. So future waves for Scout class. We have an Optimus Prime, a Windblade, and a Slipstream. So we're getting a Slipstream toy. There's apparently going to be a Warrior class Optimus Prime that will have a trailer which will scale with the Scout class figures, I believe. At the very least, there's going to be a Warrior class Prime with a trailer, which is really neat. Hope we see that in the show. I don't think we got any news on new one-step changers, but Warrior class figures, we know there's going to be a Warrior class Megatron, Warrior class Asset Storm, and Warrior class Windblade. Ultra class, we got Warrior class Shadow Striker and Warrior class Shockwave, who will probably be my Shockwave forever because that also looks to be incredibly well posed.
Yeah.
From the images, it might have ankle tilt, it might have head rotation, it might have everything that you need, which is not what we've come to expect from these types of toy classes. We're expecting simpler transformations, but the Shockwave looks like he's going to have full range of articulation, which is going to be beautiful. And then nothing new for Ultimate for that. But I'm very excited for that. Very excited for those cool things. Anyone else have any comments about the Cyberverse stuff?
I want that Shockwave.
I do want that Shockwave. I mean, Chris just wants all the Shockwaves.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm just sitting here waiting for my Soundwave and my Wheeljack, man.
Oh, yeah.
They gotta come. They gotta come.
Yeah.
But, and while we're over here, before I forget, because the article I'm looking at also mentions this, the 2018 Hall of Fame winners. Fictional character this year's winner was Black Arachnia. Best toy of the year was Battletrap. And the human inductee to the Hall of Fame was John Barber from IDW, who deserves that. Gotta say.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey.
So yeah, that is the bulk of the news. From that, there's a few other things to talk about. Let's go on to Flame Toys. Because they showed us, because that Flame Toys was at San Diego Comic-Con showing off G1 Starscream, a Tarn in color, I'm pretty sure, an Optimus, G1B prototype, various model kits and stuff like that. I'm not too into Flame Toys, so I'm not 100% familiar with all of this, but from the stuff I'm looking at, it all looks very good.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I know Eric is just over the moon with that Tarn design.
I am as well.
So you're more into this stuff, Jared. So you talk about this a bit more. What are you thinking?
But the color images for Tarn, he looks really good. For me, my Transformers, they don't all have to transform into a vehicle mode. I like it a lot when they do, but it's not an automatic deal breaker if they don't transform. And yeah, a lot of this stuff from Flame Toys is looking pretty good so far. They're expensive, but they might be worth the expensive. And yeah, I love the Nemesis Prime as well that they showed off. It looks even better. And yeah, that's basically all I got.
Cool. Did Miguel disappear?
No. He did, but then he came back.
Okay,
Yeah.
he came back. Okay. Cool.
Also, SoundJack, you're next to die in like 3 minutes.
Don't worry, I'm aware.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to check where Miguel was, because if I'm gone, yeah.
I'll host till you get back.
Yeah. But just make sure we got people ready to talk, because yeah, of that. But Miguel, since you're here, do you have any thoughts on the Flame Toys stuff?
I like that they're doing the Nemesis Prime. That was something that if they hadn't mentioned it before, or this was one of the first times that I had seen it, so I was glad to see that. A lot of their stuff looks really cool. Like you guys were just saying, that Tarn is hella expensive, so it's not really something that I'm personally looking to pick up. Eric, like you said, is over the moon with it. No, a lot of their stuff looks really cool. I want to know more about that Nemesis, how it's coming out and everything. But otherwise, not much to say.
Cool.
Zeus is back.
Yay, Zeus!
Coming out, good for him.
Cool, because my internet's going to cut out in like 2 minutes. So before that happens, let's move on to the next topic that you guys could probably talk about, which is actually not a Transformers thing directly, but a GoBots thing.
I know what this is.
And it's
Yay!
There's going to be a new limited 5-issue series from IDW Publishing, written by Tom Scioli, about the GoBots.
Nice. I have no expectations for it, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing it happen.
It's just, there's new GoBots fiction. Official GoBots fiction. That is not from Ask Vector Prime, written by dudes who love to like write all of the nerdiest stuff about their toy robots that they can. I'm not dissing them. Those guys put in amazing work for their fiction. But like,
is Ask Vector Prime even still a thing, or is that just gone?
no, there's a couple of bits related to it, but it's done for the time being for sure, because that was all through the Collectors Club, and that's gone now.
Oh no!
We should restart it.
We should become Vector Prime. We'll be like Shockwave with Onyx Prime. We'll wear the corpse.
That's a spoiler.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a little soon.
Can we have someone please bleep that out, editor? Thank you.
Someone.
That was, in case you're wondering why there was a bleep there, that was a spoiler.
Yeah.
Zeus, you don't.
I thought it was soon enough. Hadn't that been fairly?
At least wait a year. I'd say it's at least a year
for something that major. Especially.
Yeah,
I thought
spoiler, at least a year. It's not.
I thought a month or two was enough.
No. here.
Not for that.
Thanks. So I haven't gotten that far yet.
People have been saying it online for.
I haven't seen it until now.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh no!
First Infinity War, now this.
I didn't know. People have been talking about it for a month.
yeah, because people online are jerks and talk about spoilers as soon as they learn about them.
Exactly, dude. I look at all this ads.
But back to non-spoilery stuff. New GoBots. New GoBots fixture, and apparently in unrelated stuff. Uh-oh.
There wasn't a break there at all, totally. And I didn't break my thumb at all.
Absolutely not.
We're back.
But anyway,
Ow.
the GoBots comic. Crazy, we're getting new fiction about that. And also, just not directly related to Transformers since Hasbro's not producing it, there is going to be another new machine robo line being produced by Tamashii Nations. And the only two figures we saw so far are the Turbo, and a Psykill. And the
Well, didn't they already do the Psykill before?
different line.
Oh.
Different line. The ones you're thinking of are Action Toys. I checked.
Oh, yeah.
This is a new line coming from Tamashii Nation. So GoBots, Machine Robo, I should say, has two toy lines going on.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And
So are these going to be more toy-like then, or?
Not the
Or are they still,
Psykill,
like,
because the
collectibles?
Psykill looks like he just came from the latest Super Mecha anime.
Oh, so it's going to be like updated then?
Yeah,
Or-
it seems like it. Like Turbo seems pretty straightforward and modernization. But Psykill, it's kind of like if they did a new IDW series for the GoBots, is what I'm getting
Which
from the
they
Psykill.
are.
From the Psykill design. I mean, the GoBots IDW comic short is looking to be straight up the original G1. I mean, not the G1, the original GoBot cartoon designs. But if GoBots had continued doing new fiction, and then in 2012 there was the Phase 2 IDW extended universe, those kind of Alex Milne redesigns.
Wow, okay.
And he's got giant friggin' claws, and he's massive. He's twice the size of Turbo. It's ridiculous.
I just want a new Screwhead, because that's the only GoBot I have. And I just want one.
Give us Crasher, give us nothing, damn it. Darn it. Dang it. Dang nabbit. But yeah, so GoBots is getting new stuff. There's I'm just looking through other articles and seeing if there's anything else of substantial note. There's official digital sticker sets for iPhone or an iPad if you are interested in that. There's
The Bumblebee stickers, right?
yeah.
Those are good. I like them.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah.
Jared's been using them in our group chat a bunch.
I used one once.
There's going to be a new Transformers video game called Transformers Shadows Rising, which is a sequel to the Transformers Human Alliance arcade game.
Mm-hmm.
Which is,
Everyone's favorite.
there's Mighty Mugs. Transformers Mighty Mugs are back. It's going to be Mighty Mugs, looking like they're basing off Cyberverse-ish designs. And I think the last bit of any substantial news, unless someone wants to tell me I missed something, so please tell me if you think about it while I'm telling you this. I was looking through T-Formers for a different article, and I happened to see an article talking about the Hasbro second quarter corporate call.
Oh, how did that go?
I didn't get to read the whole thing, but the highlighted stuff is saying Transformers Cyberverse this fall airing on Cartoon Network. So just affirms that. Transformers Bumblebee December, obviously. Fan-targeted Power of the Prime series and preschool-targeted Rescue Bot series with all new content and product innovation. Paramount and Hasbro's Allspark Pictures are exploring dates for future films in support of the Transformers franchise.
I think that's about all we need to cover.
Yeah, and then stuff about sales not doing good because Toys R Us
died.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's not too much from that.
Else. Okay.
But if there's anything of note from San Diego Comic-Con that I have missed, now's the time to mention it. Oh, I did. I got another thing because I was just scrolling. The Hasbro website has put out official rules and instruction videos for the new Transformers
Card game.
Card game, yes. The game isn't itself out yet. Those aren't coming out till September. But there was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive release of a couple exclusive cards, which will also be available on Hasbro Toy Shop at a later point in time. But they've talked about there's instructional videos online of Optimus Prime and Megatron teaching you how to play the game and basic level things and some more advanced skills and techniques, and just kind of going through the gist of the game. You got all this. You got what you expect from a card game with hit points, and also from Transformers. So relatively straightforward, but it's neat. It's cool. It's fun.
Mm.
And it's interesting. But that's, I think, the last thing of note. Anything, unless anyone else has anything?
I thought I saw someone outside my window, but it turned out to just be the tire of a van that's parked across the street.
Oh, cool.
Did we talk about that? More images for the that X-ray Optimus?
No, we did not. That was a convention exclusive, right?
I think, from what I remember.
Yeah. So we got proper images of the Super 7 A01 Optimus Prime Super Cyborg 12-inch figure. It's an X-ray version, so you can see inside his chest, and everything else is just clear plastic. You just see right through him except for the chest region. And it's being sold for $75, which is whack.
Yeah, that's a little much.
For a 12-inch non-posing figure. Unless the arms move. Do those arms move? The legs definitely don't move.
The arms look like it might have a little bit of a hinge in there somewhere.
Yeah. And I feel like his blaster can come out of his hand.
Maybe.
Yeah. But I don't think clear plastic should be that expensive.
No. Definitely not.
No. But anyone else have any other opinions on the Super Cyborg Prime?
I have no idea what it is, and probably wouldn't be interested in it, because I assume it doesn't transform.
It does not. There's also... Okay, another very quick thing. There's something called Transformers Ugly Doll Exclusives.
Oh yeah, those things.
Comic-Con. And I'm not sure what they are, but there's a Bumblebee that kind of looks like a weird bat in the Prime that looks like he got sick from eating some bad tacos. They're stuffed. It says Ox/Optimus Prime. They're just like stuffed little things, so they're there. They're just weird things, and I just felt like that needed to be mentioned. If that's everything, then we've covered all of the news this week, guys.
Yay!
Now let's move on to pre-orders.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Jared, what do we have for pre-orders for this week?
the pre-orders for this week is on Entertainment Earth, and it's their retro pop highway exclusive studio series Bumblebee, which is the gold VW Bug studio series B that we talked about a little earlier.
Yes, and it comes with Zaru and whatever Dial's evil clone Dairu's evil clone is, which would be Uriad. Yeah, and it's available right now for pre-order for $60. Saying it's coming October 2018. Yeah, I've already pre-ordered mine.
Same, and I already got the gold 76 Camaro Bumblebee on the way, and it should be coming later this week, which will be awesome.
And I have no money.
That sucks.
One thing
and
is
I mentioned. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
One thing I wonder is, will these versions suffer the same fate that the original Studio Series B had, where the back panel pops off and everything is loose?
God, I hope not.
Same.
I've got glue at the ready.
As long as Volkswagen B holds together, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, and I mentioned earlier on the topic of pre-orders that TF Source has the Iron Factory Catastrophe set up for pre-order.
Yes,
and they're not selling them as individual packs like they did with their War Giant. It's all one thing together, so you can't just order like the arms or the legs or Mega Octane. You have to order it all together, which is fine because who would order it separately?
Some crazy person that only likes one of them. And doesn't like them combining.
Well, you'd have to get a 2-pack then.
Well, they could just sell the rest of them off anyway. But anyway.
Yeah. Point is, that's up for pre-order, and if I had money, I probably would pre-order it, because I love the War Giant, and I love those colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But moving on. Question of the week. Chris, do you have a question of the week?
There's nothing written down.
Okay. Then, if I may...
Ask me a question.
Okay. So my question, to be themed to all of the news we were talking about, what figure and or bit of news, or actually what figure or bit of news that we learned from San Diego Comic-Con or any information leading up to San Diego Comic-Con are you most excited for?
Finding the jerk-ass that stole my Prime. Does that count? That's the news I'm looking forward to.
Ultra Magnus.
Yeah, I have to say Ultra Magnus.
Same.
He looks good. And I admit, Magnus isn't really on my top 5, but I'm hyped for this one. Miguel just typed in the chat, Magnus!
Am I the only one that's not most hyped about the Magnus?
Well, here's the thing, though. It's like the gimmick. His gimmick is the gimmick that I love, where it's like one figure, and then there's armor, and you put it on him, and then he's a bigger guy. That's why I loved the Power of the Prime's evolution stuff.
Oh, Miguel says, and Cog.
Yeah, he did say and Cog. I will go ahead and say, out of everything, I am most excited for Hound, honestly.
Okay.
Because that looks really good, and I don't have a Hound. The Micromasters would all be second together, and then Ironhide would be third. Then Magnus would probably be fourth.
Because you never got Combiner Wars Hound?
I do have Combiner Wars Magnus.
Hound. I said Hound.
No, I did. I skipped the simple Ridicos.
Oh.
Because I didn't like most of them. I had considered going back to grab Hound, but now that I'm seeing this, I'm glad I have not. Because this is the Hound. This is the Hound for your classic shelf to end all hounds, except for maybe the first one. But yeah, random quote of the week. Well, actually, I think this is the first time we've acknowledged Tanner is not here this week.
I'm doing the quote of the week.
Sure, Chris, what's the quote of the week?
Give me a minute. I need to think of something. Actually, I've got a perfect one. It fits because, as you know, I broke my thumb on my Matrix. I'm like 90% sure it's broken. I broke it trying to open it, and we were just talking about Ultra Magnus. So the quote of the week is, "Open, damn it, open!" And if from the G1 movie, obviously. I feel like that's rather relevant, don't you?
Yes, I'd say
very,
so.
Very topical.
Very topical.
Now all I need to do is get blasted into pieces and then put together by Junkions again.
Yep.
Well, I can try to track down Weird Al, and you've got a tank.
I think he lives in Hawaii, so it's going to be kind of hard. But, okay.
Hawaii is right off the coast of California, though.
Right off the coast. Yeah, let me go look at it. I've got a globe. Let me go check the
By
globe.
right off the coast, I mean closer than the other side of the country.
Let me see here.
It's okay.
I actually have a globe in my room. So let's check this out. Hawaii is like, I mean, it's closer to North America than it is to Japan. But it's like all lined up with like Kodiak, Alaska.
You do realize I meant relatively speaking compared to where you are.
Shh. I don't care. I'm being pedantic. That's just my right.
Alright, I guess it's okay because you broke your thumb. Otherwise,
yes.
I would argue that that's not okay.
Like, I will probably be going to the emergency room after this call is over.
If you need a splint or something,
Oof.
I got left over from my experience.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to help her great while you're in Pittsburgh and she's in a different time zone.
We're actually working on right now using Thundercracker's movie one Thundercracker's projectiles and some tape. It's actually worked out pretty well.
Well, let's wrap this up quickly. So as if you
so
actually
that Chris can get to the ER.
Yes. So for this week's mascot, even though Eric is not here, we do want to acknowledge that it is his birthday this week, and make this week's mascot Eric the Birthday Bisque. So happy birthday, Eric! If I had a party blower, I would make that. I would blow it, but I don't. So sure. I regret trying to attempt to make silly noises.
I did it with my
Have fun in your cocoon.
What?
Oh, you weren't here for that?
Oh, he was here. Remember Eric?
Oh,
is in
yes,
the cocoon
yes.
Now in the woods?
Yes, I
thought you were
forgot.
here.
I forgot about the cocoon. Yes. Have fun in your regeneration cocoon, Eric.
Have
But
fun molting. I'm in the ER.
but
Yay.
last bit of stuff. Also on Nerdy Geek Talk this week. I don't think anything has been posted on Nerdy Geek Talk since episode 43 of Steel City Bots last week. But we are definitely intending to get out this week a special podcast talking about TFCon Toronto.
I will be there because I was there.
You are the only one of us there.
Exactly.
As well as the next Nerdy Geek Talk reviews, talking about Wave 1 of the Studio Series Voyagers, including Thundercracker. So keep an eye out for those coming up this coming weekend, because that's all we got. And if you do want to listen to this podcast or any of our podcasts, be sure to check us on YouTube. You can follow and subscribe there. You can also check out Podbean, Stitcher, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, and iTunes Podcasts. I want to say
That's the same thing as Apple Podcast.
Okay, I thought there were 5 places, but I can't remember the 5th. Anyway, if you listen to podcasts there, you can probably hear us there. So, yeah, but also follow us on Twitter at NerdyGeekTalk to be updated whenever we post a new podcast. But as for the rest of us, Jared, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Jared Proco. That's where I'm at basically all the time. I'm very rarely not on there daily, pretty much. So if you have any type of question you want to ask, please just ask away, and I'll try to answer if I'm not working. Other than that, I do have an Instagram that's procjar00. That's PROCJAR 20. And yeah, basically there I just post my own version of the desk bot, which is the Nightbot. And yeah, that's basically it.
All right, cool. Chrystabella, where can people find you?
You can find me at the emergency room here in about half an hour or so, but if we're talking social media, you can find me on Twitter. My secondary account, which is Soza Productions. I'm on Twitter a lot, so I'll see it if you tweet at me there. I'm not on that one too often, but don't let the inactivity bother you. It's just because I'm not on there. But like I said,
the only reason you're inactive there is because you're inactive there.
Because I'm active on my main, but Eric doesn't let me plug my main anymore because too much things.
But that's the point of your secondary account, is so as you don't plug your main.
Exactly. That's why I'm plugging the secondary account here, which, like I said, is Soza Productions, spelled like it sounds. And other than that, you can find me on YouTube at Sonozawa Productions, where last week I posted a video of an amazing glitch that you should definitely check out. You should also check out the War of the Yokai reading. That's the manga novel me and my brother have been writing. Please check that out as well.
Nice.
Other than that, I think that's it. So I'm going to actually do my Bayonara early because I got to get some pants on and get to the emergency room. So,
okay.
Bayonara, everyone. Please take care.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, so Miguel, where can people find you? I guess
Miguel disappeared.
Okay, I guess Miguel disappeared. So you can follow him on Twitter at Logos Prime, at Logos Minor. Why did I say Logos Prime? At Logos Minor.
He hasn't gotten the Matrix yet, SoundJack. Yeah. Come on.
He's just a minor. He hasn't. He's not raising the ranks to Prime and then to Magnus. It's at Logos Minor on Twitter. I'm pretty sure it's also there on Instagram, but he doesn't do much besides that. He hasn't baked a souffle in a while, so.
I think, wasn't the last time he posted when he was on vacation?
Yeah. Yes, it was. Yeah. He said people shouldn't follow him on Insta, so I do apologize for putting that out there, and not him wanting to follow it. And Zeus, where can people find you?
You can find me at _Zeus on Twitter. That's the word _ spelled out. And you can find me on Instagram at pcm.exe and on YouTube at PCM Reviews, where at some point I'll post a review, but I don't know when.
I feel the same way about my channel, honestly.
Yeah. Because I can't really think of anything I want to review right now, other than maybe doing War Giant, and even then that's going to be a lot of editing work.
Yeah. But as for me, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at SoundJack426. My YouTube channel is predominantly toy reviews and my own podcast called SoundJack's Rambles. I've been slow in videos. I'm trying to get through. I'm trying to get videos out. It's just not going. It's just not going well on my end, unfortunately. Instagram, I post photos of the toys I've reviewed. I am behind on updating the Instagram, I will say. And as well, just Twitter, that's where I hang out, so come by, say hi. And I did forget to plug the Steel City Bots Twitter account and Instagram account, which I have to work on being not as silent as well. But that is all from us, so until next time, bye.